Hello, wonderful person, human, whoever you may be. My name is Natalia. This is another episode of ThirdEyeCyphs. And this is a podcast, guys. This is a podcast where we talk about self-realization. That's the only thing we talk about, guys. No, I'm joking. Yeah, that is... Hold on, I gotta give a disclaimer. My cat is like playing with her toys intensely right now. So if you hear like crazy noises other than the music in the background, or sounds, whatever you want to call that, vibrations in the background, that is my cat. She has like this little ball highway thing. Like it's like a little highway, and then there's a ball in it, and then she just keeps on going. Okay, so anyways, so if you hear that, that's just her, and I'm not gonna stop her from playing and living her best life. So this is a podcast on well, we talk about things like self-realization and what do you hear her? Personal development. She'll go to sleep eventually, hopefully. She's wide awake right now though. Self-realization, personal development, spiritual growth, esoteric knowledge, conspiracy theories, law of attraction, manifestation, becoming our greatest versions, and so much more, guys. It's such a good podcast. Anything and everything spiritual in and out of this universe. Or no, probably not this universe, maybe just this earth. And a bunch of other stuff. To help you realize your truest potential. So, with that being said, I guess we'll just jump right into the episode.
ThirdEyeCyphs. ThirdEyeCyphs.
That is right. We're back. It's another week. It is 5:47. Guys, I don't know why, but it's been so hard to like upload the podcast lately. Like for the past 2 episodes. Hopefully everything goes good this episode, but I've had to like, I think it's my internet maybe. That doesn't make any sense though, because I've done the podcast here before. I think it's my internet, and it just doesn't convert. It's not the uploading, it's just the converting the audio file. And I record this podcast very complicatedly, if that's a word. And yeah, I have to start looking at alternatives, even though, like, I don't even know if I have any alternatives, honestly. But that's a different story. That's not your problem, guys. How are you? Welcome back to ThirdEyeCyphs. I hope you're doing well. I hope you have gotten your self-care checklist. If you haven't, you can get your self-care checklist. This is a free checklist, guys. It's not anything crazy, okay? It's what we go through every episode about your self-care. And you can get it by going to thewritingsofnatalia.com, click follow in the menu, and you will get sent it. You will get sent the self-care checklist. Or you can go on my Instagram link, my link tree, which is in my Instagram, and it is the first link in my bio. It says get your free self-care checklist. That's probably the easiest way. Actually, I don't know. They're both pretty easy. So get your freaking self-care checklist, guys, because I don't want to be going through this checklist alone. But before we get into the checklist, I have a few announcements. Well, they're not really announcements. The first announcement is that we're gonna have an announcement section in the beginning of the episode, so that we get all the good stuff out of the way, guys. Well, not all the good stuff, but all the, like, I don't know. You know what I mean. The announcements, alright? We get them over with in the beginning. Done, zip, bloop, blop, blang. Done. Okay, so that's the first announcement, that we're gonna have an announcement section. And I'd just like to remind you that I've relaunched The Writings of Natalia, which is a super sick website. It's a whole experience, guys. It's a whole sensory experience. You get my writing, art. There's gonna be sick merch. There's gonna be ThirdEyeCyphs merch. There's going to be resources for you to attain your highest version, services, things that you can interact with. It's gonna be freaking great, guys. So it's a whole experience. And I would love if you could please support me by joining this journey or this quest that I have started for us. And by doing that, you can just check out the website. Go to thewritingsofnatalia.com. Share whatever you feel needs to be shared. And like my writing, like the posts, comment. Just give me your feedback, guys. Honestly, just give me your feedback or just go on the website. That's the best way you can support me, and share with your friends or whoever you think could benefit from what I offer. So thank you so much ahead of time, and I really appreciate it because you are my loyal listeners, and I'm building something really big, and I'm excited for you guys to be a part of it. You are the foundation of it, literally. So yeah, also, there is a ThirdEyeCyphs private community group on Facebook. I was going to make it public, so it's not really a whole hassle. You have to wait to get, how do you say? Admitted into the group. But a lot of the stuff on there that I share, I don't know if by making it public, the stuff will get taken down, or I don't know, that, because I mostly share things that we talk about on the podcast, and then also really low-key things that doesn't hit mainstream that I think you guys should see, more news or spiritual things, guys, conspiracy things that are oh gosh, you guys gotta see this. And then I share it on there, and then we continue the conversation on there. So go check it out. It's called ThirdEyeCyphs Podcast Community, and it's a Facebook group. So, and the link to it is in the show notes, or the podcast notes, whatever you want to call them, and in the whole podcast bio. So that's that. End of announcements. That was the end of announcement. How are you? Have you been checking in with yourself? I will check in with you really quick. I hope you guys are drinking water. You're staying hydrated. It doesn't even have to be water. Maybe tea. I don't know. So, well, you can make water fun. You can put cucumbers in it, lemon in it, whatever, guys. So, hope you're staying hydrated, drinking a lot of water, especially with summer coming soon. I'm sure you may be seeing warmer days. In people who are in other countries, I don't know what season. It might be winter, becoming winter for you guys. So, I don't know. I don't really know too much about that. But I'm I would assume. I don't want to say I assume, but if it's gonna be summer over here, then on the other side of the world, it's gonna be winter over there. So. Is the water you're drinking from non-plastic? Are you keeping your water in glass or something that is BPA free? That is very preferable. The pH balance, we try to keep it neutral, maybe around 7.5 or around our natural body pH, which is around 7.5. Anything too high isn't really too good for us unless we're detoxing our blood or we have an illness. Anything below that is just lowers our vibration, guys. There's a balance that we need to keep. And then also make sure that it is fluoride free. There's no fluoride in it. Fluoride is known to calcify the pineal gland and stop you from reaching your highest potential and awakening to the truth. And that's probably why they freaking bombard us with it. So, food, are you eating organic? Organic is a great way to make sure you don't get pesticides into your body. Or are you making sure to eat your dark leafy greens? The dark greens are the healthiest green you could possibly eat. And hopefully you're eating non-GMO foods, which are genetically modified organisms. Why would you want to eat that? I don't know. Maybe because it's cheaper. A lot of people eat McDonald's. I don't know why they would eat that either. I mean, okay, I used to eat it. It's good for, okay, look, it's good for the sensory taste, but it's like an illusion, okay? Even senses are an illusion, honestly, guys. Like, senses only come with the human experience. The human experience is basically an illusion. So, by involving ourselves and getting caught up in sensory attachments and like fulfillments, I guess you could say, sensory things, pleasures, you're just falling deeper and deeper into the third dimensional experience. So, for your mental health, are you taking a break? Are you resting? Are you allowing yourself to take time off and play and have fun and create and let your inner child explore and remain curious? This is so important, guys. We're gonna kind of be talking about that today a little bit, but not to spoil anything, and not that you haven't read the title already, but yeah, allowing yourself to rest, take a break, and not be so caught up in work or the things that you have to do or the things somebody said to you and blah, blah, blah. Just relax, express yourself, create, play, have fun, explore. Yeah. Do you have a healthy support system? Do they truly support you? Do they support your dreams and your aspirations? Do they listen to you when you want them to listen to you? Do they raise you up and call you a queen or king instead of bringing you down and saying you can't do it, or you'll never be that person, or you're a failure, you can't do anything? No, I'm joking. I don't want to put those affirmations in your head, guys. I should play like little affirmations in the background. That'd be weird. Like I'm talking and then you just hear, "You are beautiful. You are prosperous." I should. Actually, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be cool. What do you think? Let me know what you think about that, guys. I will do it if you tell me to, but I don't know. I wouldn't, not that I wouldn't want that. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, guys. Send me an email or, I don't know, respond to this, contact me somehow. Literally, if you go on the writings.of.natalia.com, you click ask, you could just send me any message there. Like, scroll there to the bottom, and it's like, your name, what's your message? And so just type in, like, do the affirmation thing. Yeah, so are you expressing yourself in some way, whether it be through art, writing, journaling, music, playing instruments, singing, dancing, any type of physical activity that lets you express yourself, or your creative energy or ecstatic energy? These are all great ways to take care of yourself, to take care of your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, everything, guys. So I really do hope you're doing at least some of those things. Ideally, you want to be doing all of those things, because then we can become our greatest versions, guys. We can be our best selves, physically, mentally, emotionally, all of that. Like, why wouldn't we want that, right? So that's it for the checklist. So you can get this checklist and so much more detail in the checklist. Actually, no. I mean, it's the same detail, but it's a pretty cool checklist that you can kind of just keep in your phone, and when you want to check in with yourself, just be like, what am I doing any of these things? And then you look through the checklist, and that's it. Then you're like, okay, yeah, I am doing some of these things at least. And then you feel good about yourself. So, I pulled a card for us, as usual. I feel like I said, if you guys haven't seen, I did the May card reading on my Instagram. And I think I said, as per usual, like twice or something. And then by the second time, as I was saying it the second time, I was like, oh my gosh, why am I saying this again? So I just said it now, and I was just like, stop saying it. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm rambling. I woke up at 5 and I went to sleep at almost 1. There's too much stuff to do, guys. No time for sleeping, literally. So, yeah, I pulled a card for us. I pulled from the Native Spirit Oracle card deck by Denise Lynn, because I feel like there is a shift going on, and it's funny, because the card kind of reflects that. Well, I mean, it's not funny. It's obviously because it's the freaking cards, and they usually reflect stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like there's kind of like an energy shift going on, especially with the full moon, and then we just went through the 555 portal. So there's new energy around, and I feel new energy. So I was like, what message can we get from our native spirits? So the card that I pulled, dun dun dun, is the Shapeshifter card. So that's why I said it was funny, because so there's a shift going on, and then the card that we got is the Shapeshifter. So obviously there's a shift going on. So the Shapeshifter. Now, keeping these cards in mind, these are the native spirit cards. So it has to do with our native ancestors and the native tribes and people that are original to the land, that grew up with the land, right? So Shapeshifter. What is a shapeshifter? This card usually has to do... Well, okay, what's a shapeshifter? Let's answer that question. A shapeshifter is somebody who shifts into different shapes. How can I further explain? Shapeshifter, you would know, like, it's just somebody who can shape-shift into anything. Like, I can just shape-shift into this chair, like, turn into this chair. I'm not gonna, like, merge with the chair. I'm gonna turn into, like, a copy of the chair, basically. Like, I'm gonna turn into a chair, or I'll turn into a house, or a dog, or some other person that's shape-shifting, basically. So what this card usually means is that it's letting us know to be flexible or to be adaptable, to be able to shift ourselves to basically fit any situation. Now, this doesn't mean to change who you are in order to fit into something. That's not what this means. It means to be adaptable in different situations. So maybe there's a major shift happening in your life, like maybe you just went through, I don't know, a divorce. I'm not saying you went through a divorce, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people that listen to this aren't going through divorces, but if you are, that's a huge shift in your life. Maybe you're going through a divorce, maybe you're having a baby, maybe you're graduating from college, or you're entering college, or you're graduating from high school, you're entering high school. There can be so many things, like just new things that enter into your life. What this card is saying is to be adaptable to these situations or these circumstances. Don't feel so repulsed by change, or scared, or angry, or anything like that. Be flexible and be adaptable. Widen your perspective and be open mostly to these situations. Be open to anything, because little side note is that everything is always divine. There is no mistakes in the universe, and the universe, God, is just here, not even helping you. It's just here, but its natural state is to help you, not purposely helping you, but its natural state is to help you. So any situation that you're in, or any circumstance that you're in, is guided by this divine nature of things. So widen your perspective that way, in thinking that nothing is a mistake, everything is happening the way it's supposed to, and no matter what, you will come out of this situation better than you've been before the situation. So be open to that. So I'll read you the card, but that's my interpretation of that card. So it says, card meaning: you can be anything you desire. Let go of attachment to your identity. See the world around you with new eyes. Be malleable. Experiment with different ways of viewing reality. See the point of view of others. If you haven't been able to manifest your dreams, maybe you need to shift the way you see the person or situation. Your native spirit wants you to know, in earth-based cultures, shapeshifters had the mystical ability to transform into other forms of consciousness. It's said that these beings were not imagining that they were changing into a specific animal, plant, or stone. They could actually morph into another shape. Just because most people today don't think it's possible doesn't mean that it's not true. This card chose you because it wants you to know that your past does not need to equal your future. Simply shifting your viewpoint and your belief system can bring an entirely new destiny into being. So the journey is to deepen your ability to shapeshift. Simply imagine that you're an animal, bird, plant, or stone. Make it as real as you can. Doing this deepens your ability to shift your beliefs and limiting decisions that perhaps have held you back from fulfilling your highest destiny. So, let go of your attachment to your identity basically means let go of your ego. Release your ego and see the world around you with a new perspective. By shifting your viewpoint or your belief system, you can bring an entirely new destiny into being. So, in this shift, in this time of change that is happening, just see things with a wider perspective. Move on from the old phase that we were in, because now we are in a new energetical phase. Leave everything that you thought you were back then behind, everything that you felt like you had to do, or how you viewed the world. Leave it all behind and enter this new phase of your life with new eyes, with a new perspective, and it may lead you on an entirely new path. So, that was the card reading for this week, guys. I hope you liked it. I liked it. I thought it was really good. I can relate, guys. I can always relate to these cards. Can you always relate? Give me some feedback. Give me some feedback, guys. So, in today's episode, we will be talking about embodying all aspects of yourself to become your most authentic version or your most authentic self. So, what do I mean by embodying all aspects of me? Well, embodying all aspects of me, and it's funny because I thought about this. I have like a whole list of podcast ideas because sometimes like I'll just be cleaning or I'll be working and then an idea will come to my head where I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is such a good podcast topic. Like I'll just be thinking in my head like, man, blah blah blah, people should know this, or I think like this needs to be talked about, so then I just list it. So going back to what do I mean by this? So I mean that embodying all aspects of you, everything that is a part of you. So mainly what I mean is by the different phases that you have gone through throughout your life, whether it be like your kid years, your teenage years, your young adult years, everything that you have been through, these different phases that you went through. Maybe you went through like a hip-hop phase or a scene or emo phase or a rocker phase. I don't know how you call it, rocker phase. Rockabilly phase, or like surfer phase or skater phase. I don't know, just anything, like any type of phase like that, or any music you may have listened to that you don't listen to now, or things that you even liked, like TV shows that you like that now you don't even watch, or movies, or activities. I don't know, anything that you may have enjoyed doing that you don't do so much now, or try to like kind of say you don't like now. These are all still parts of you, and you shouldn't deny yourself of these aspects, but embrace them and involve them in your current life. So this is what I mean by embodying all aspects of me, and then that's why I kind of started talking about. I was just thinking of this randomly because I think I was listening to. Also, just a quick shout out to Anchor for sponsoring this video. It's a podcast platform that you can record, edit on your phone or computer, and it's for free. They distribute it everywhere, like Apple, Spotify, Google, a whole bunch of podcast platforms, and you can make money from it with like a very low minimum amount of listeners. So like one person can be listening and you'll still be making money, which is pretty awesome. It's literally everything you need in one spot to make a perfect podcast, to speak your truth, to kind of get your message out there. So I would highly suggest it. You can find it in your app store, so I would say check it out, guys. All right. I was listening to I don't know, okay, barely anybody knows who this is, but very few people, and it's most likely a girl that knows who this is, but who knows. You never know, right? There's an artist, he used to go by the name T Mills, but now he goes by Travis Mills, and I think maybe he doesn't do as much music anymore, but anyways, I used to love him when I was younger, like around preteen, like 13, 14 years old. 13 to 15, or 13 to 16, really, is like the age range where I loved T Mills, and by the time that I started listening to him around when I was 13, he was a kid, he was like, maybe like, I don't even know, like 17, 18, and I thought he was so hot, like so cute. He had tattoos and gauges, and I was very into all of that. I mean, not that I'm not into it now, but I was very into that when I was younger, like, oh, he's so cool, has tattoos and gauges, and he was very, like, punk, but not punk, and like, not punk, but I don't know, I get, whatever you call that, I don't even know what you call that. Well, you wouldn't call that punk, but anyways, so I loved him. And then by the time I got around 16, around the time I became 16, he was already like older by that time, so he might have been like 21 or something like that. But he started kind of changing his style of music, or he wasn't making music as much. And then when he released a song, it wasn't very so like his old style, so I didn't really like it. My Haku is up here, by the way, so if you hear jingling, that's her. If you hear jingling at any point, like that, that's her running around. But, yeah, so he ended up changing his name to Travis Mills instead of T Mills, and then his style changed because he got older. He even took out his gauges, and he got, like, surgery or stitched the holes up because they were pretty big gauges. And I just wasn't too interested in him anymore, and I stopped listening to him. And also, I was, like, outgrowing that type of music, and I couldn't really relate to it anymore, so that was another reason why I stopped listening to it. So then, years later, I think he released a song called Off You, and I actually liked the song. Like, I got an alert saying he released a song because somehow I'm still kind of, like, following him. I think maybe on Spotify or something, like, I still had some songs from him. And I liked the song, so I saved it, and now I love the song. Like, it's a pretty old song now, but, like, even, like, when it comes on now, I love it. But it talks about how his girlfriend left him, and he's not even mad because he has this new girl, and she's, like, 10 times hotter than him, and he's living his best life, and she's living his best life, so, like, it kind of works out, but he's over her, basically. And, I mean, not that I can relate to it. Maybe at, like, a certain time I could have related to it, but, like, I just love the energy of the music, and, like, even so, like, not even that song specifically, but I was listening to that song that made me realize, like, wow, like, this song could still get me this excited and happy when I can't even relate to the music or listen to this artist anymore, but, like, it makes me feel like I'm my younger self who used to love T Mills, who used to, like, go to every single one of his New York concerts. Like, every concert that he had in New York, I would be at. I even skipped school one time to go to his concert in Long Island because I lived in the city of New York, and it takes a little while to get to Long Island. And by the time I would get out of school and head over there, I think I would miss the concert or something. So I skipped school, and my brother took me to the concert, and it was, like, the most amazing time ever. But I used to, like, that's how much I used to love him. So when I listen to this song, I feel like I'm my younger self listening to him again, or, like, at a concert, and it's kind of like inner child work, like embodying my inner child. So that's kind of like how I thought of this. And to give you an example also, so another, like, these are also things that I like My Melody from Sanrio. I've always loved My Melody since I was younger, like probably around like 10 years old or 11 years old, where I had My Melody toys, and I had a purse that had My Melody, and I watched the anime when I was younger, and I just loved My Melody so much. And I still love My Melody, and that's literally, like, I don't care for, like, characters or, like, little things, like, honestly, it's, like, stupid materialistic things, like, it's purposeless, basically. It does nothing for anybody. Ow, Haku, oh my gosh, she, like, bit my boob. But I still really like her because my inner child, or my inner little girl, still loves My Melody, and that inner child is still within me that still loves My Melody, so I don't deny that aspect of myself. And the same thing goes for the music. I listen to, well, I still love rap too, so I can't even say rap, but like different kinds of rap that talk about like, yeah, we're going to a party and doing drugs and like all this stuff. Like, honestly, like I can't even like relate, and I think it's like, not that it's stupid, but like stuff like that, like I can still like, I honestly don't listen to like that regularly. I listen to, mostly the main music that I listen to is a lot of kirtan, which is devotional music, because I'm such a freaking nerd for God and spirituality now. But I still listen to like MGK, for example. I've been listening to since I was younger. Like I grew up listening to MGK or Machine Gun Kelly, and I still love him to this day. That whole kind of group, Mod Sun, T-Mills, like they're all kind of part of the same group, Black Bear. Like I still love listening to them, but they're not my main music that I listen to now, but I still listen to them because I still embody the aspects of when I did listen to them. But these are more of like the little aspects that are kind of like comforting. Not like I don't embody the old aspects of me that no longer serve me. Not that this music no longer serves me, or serves me still, whatever. I'm not the same emotional person, so that's why I don't listen to so much angry music or sad music, because I'm not sad or I'm not angry. I can still listen to the songs because I used to like them at the time of my point where I was sad or angry, but I don't embody those features of myself. I'm not sad, I'm not angry, I'm not going to parties and doing drugs, like all this stuff. So even though I can't relate to it, I can still listen to it because I'm embodying the part of myself that used to listen to that. Because all versions of there is no time is an illusion, guys. The past and future are here in this present moment, just overlapping each other on different frequencies and dimensions. So your past versions of yourself, whether it be 5 minutes ago, whether it be 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever it is, all of that exists in this present moment. You are all your past selves and your future selves in this moment. So they all exist here, and by embodying all of these aspects of yourself and not hiding these things because you may feel ashamed of it or embarrassed, use this to your benefit. Use this to your benefit. This is doing inner child work. It satisfies your inner child. If you like playing video games or going out to skateboard, maybe you don't skate anymore, maybe you're going out to skate or something, and it satisfies your inner child, you're having fun, and it's doing shadow work. It's embodying the shadow self, the self of you that you keep kind of hiding under the freaking bed, basically. So, again, when you're in alignment with your entire self, your most authentic, because this is your most authentic self, being all of you, not denying any aspect of yourself, this is being your most authentic self, being your truest self, you then begin to vibrate at a high resonance because you're coming into an alignment with the flow of things, with nature, with your dharma, with your path. So, you're embodying all aspects of you, all past versions of you, and even who you aim to be, your future self, all these versions of you, anything that you may hide from yourself or deny yourself of, like, oh, I don't like that anymore, but something in you kind of likes that, then let it free, guys. We can't be because, okay, if we hold this within us, that's literally like stagnant energy. It's kind of like holding like secrets or trauma or like lies or anything like that, like something that's gonna kind of deteriorate in your body energetically. It's just sitting there and it's not helping you move forward. It's only keeping you kind of in the same place, to sort of speak. So don't feel ashamed or embarrassed for letting these things out, use it to your benefit. And it's funny because I kind of heard this in a podcast I was listening to yesterday, but at the moment I'm listening to a lot of business podcasts, and the topic was about business, but it was about I don't remember what it was. It was basically from this person who created a company that, or maybe I think she wrote a book. She was a writer, and her niche or her kind of thing is personal development or self-help, but making it chic. And what she was saying was that, I think it was about your, becoming your most authentic self for your brand or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know if it was that girl. I've been listening to so many podcasts that I'm probably just mixing them up. But either way, she was saying that to move into your most authentic self, be who you are in all ways. Like, if you're really girly, or maybe you have hidden things about yourself. So, I think it was about this girl it was about following your dharma and following your path, right? But then, low-key, she likes to, dance or, twerk or something. So, she was saying that, when she was trying to find her passion, and I talk about this, how to find your life's purpose. I think what is that episode? Hold on, where's my phone? I did an episode called How to Find Your Life's Purpose. I believe that's what it's called. But I talked about writing down all the things that you enjoy and then kind of narrowing it down from there. Let's see. How to Find Your Soul Purpose. It's season 2, episode 1. So one of the exercises to write down all of the things that you enjoy doing, or that you just like doing, or you could do forever, and blah, blah, blah. So then a lot of her stuff was in the same niche where she can build a brand off of it, but then there was kind of this one thing where that she loved to dance, and she didn't know how to fit that into all that. And it's so funny because that's not that that's my predicament too, but it's on my list. When I narrowed down my list, I couldn't take dancing off of the list, because I enjoy dancing. I love dancing since I was younger, and this is probably my inner child too, since I literally I grew up wanting to be a dancer. From the time I was young, I wanted to be a dancer so much. I was in the Harlem Dance Theater of ballet. I did hip hop. I loved to dance, and I grew up loving to dance, but I Step Up too, that was my favorite movie, just the Step Up movies, or any dance movie, Stomp the Yard, I was just completely inspired by, because I just love dancing so much. So, as I got older, I kind of, not that I got out of dancing, because I used to watch, dancing videos, and I would try to, practice stuff, but I never, got back into dance school or anything like that. But it's still deep within me, embedded in me, that I love to dance. I literally love to go to music festivals and raves now, because I can just dance, and music shows or whatever, but mostly dancing music, not music that I have to listen to the words and I can't really dance to. So that's why I listen to a lot of EDM and a lot of just experimental things that you can dance to. So anyway, she was saying that she couldn't figure out how to involve the dancing into her company or brand or whatever it was. So then she slowly started posting videos of her dancing on her story, and then one time she posted a question to ask her audience, when have you ever seen me at my best? And a lot of people said when you're dancing, or when you're posting your dancing videos, you seem like you are just your most truest self, and you're embodying flow and all of that. So then she started creating these twerk shops or something, I don't know, teaching people how to twerk. I honestly don't know. She didn't really get into it that much, but she says when it's the deepest, darkest things that you may be embarrassed about or ashamed about that you should use to your benefit and bring it within to whatever you're doing, because then that's how you become your most authentic self. It's very real. You're showing people that you're very human and real, and that you're not all about this one thing. Like you can do other things, and you're interested in other things. So either way, what I got out of that is you become your most authentic self. You're human. You're showing people that you're human. And it's not even about showing people that you're human, but you're embodying everything about yourself. You're not denying anything. You are human. You have flaws, whatever that may be defined as. You can do whatever you want, really. So this is really coming into in alignment with the natural flow of things, and not stopping yourself from liking certain things or being interested in certain things. So embody this highest aspect of yourself. Embody all aspects of yourself. Refine. Maybe you don't know what that is for you. Maybe you need to refine it. So list all of the things that you used to like doing as a kid. List all of the music you liked listening to as a kid, all the things you like to do, all the places you like to go, the topics you were interested in, your hobbies, your interests, the music, anything. Find out what that is for you and see if you're still interested in those things, because maybe you're just not interested in those things anymore. Let me think of something that I don't know what I got into for a little bit. Oh, I went through a phase where I wanted to be in the military so bad, and I think it was because of Call of Duty, because I loved video games growing up. I still love video games now, but I rarely play video games. So like when I do play video games, mostly like with a controller on Xbox, I feel like I'm a little kid again, or not even a little kid, but just a younger version of myself enjoying video games. So I threw myself off by saying video games. But anyways, just list that stuff. And so yeah, okay, so there you go. That's what I was saying. Maybe you don't like those things anymore. Like, I don't want to join the military at all, but I wanted to because I was freaking playing Call of Duty all the time. I was like, oh, I want to do this in real life. Like, what, I want to kill people in real life? This is terrible. So I'd rather just stick to the video games. Definitely don't want to join the military. There's probably no benefit to that whatsoever. Maybe to some people, but I don't know. Not from what I've heard. So maybe you're just not interested anymore. So just list them, and then say like, man, I don't really want to do that, because maybe you're just not interested anymore, and that's fine. But maybe there are some things that you have been denying within yourself, or have denying yourself of doing or of being, and it's keeping that tucked in to your subconscious. And if you're not letting it out and not letting it free, then you're still having hidden aspects of yourself, which means you still have a lot of shadow work to be doing, a lot of inner work to be doing, in order to raise your vibration and become your most authentic self. So, key points to this. By embodying all aspects of you, you fall more aligned with your highest self. Every person you ever were is still a part of you now. Whether it be music, hobbies, interests, activities, whatever it is. This helps us with shadow work and inner child work by not denying these aspects of yourself, by working through these things and embodying these things. And then the end result of that, well, you raise your vibration first and foremost, because you don't have these like little stagnant energy things within your body and your mind. So you raise your vibration, and then by raising your vibration, you become your most authentic self, or you become your highest self, and you fall more aligned with Dharma, with your path, with purpose. So that is it for this episode, guys. I had to cut it short. I'm sorry, but it literally, like, you don't know the struggle that it takes to get this episode up. And also, when I first woke up this morning to start the episode, my laptop took like a whole half hour to turn on, because I think it updated before I closed it. And yeah, it took forever to turn on. So it kind of took away time from us. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you can kind of recognize these things within yourself and use it to help you become your truest, most authentic version. Because authenticity is the key to completing everything, to manifesting everything, to being who you want to be. Because the more you are aligned with who you are, which is truth, to say, your highest self is truth, is God consciousness, is God itself. That is your highest self. So the more you fall aligned with your authentic self and you embody all the aspects of you and you work through things, then you move closer to your higher self and you raise your vibration. So you move closer to God, you move closer to higher consciousness, and we can all ascend, guys. We can all ascend, and that's it. So, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I truly, deeply want you guys to become your truest, highest version self possible, and that is why I created the Writings of Natalia. It originally started just with my writing, but the more I felt aligned with my purpose to help you guys attain God realization. Not that I've attained it, because I am on my way there too, but I want to take you guys with me because I know that it is attainable. And it's a journey in its own, and it's beautiful, and this universe and this life and creation is immaculate and incomprehensible, and I want everybody to understand and see that. Because I think the world would be a better place if we did that. But it's not even about the world being a better place. It's about coming back to oneness. Coming back to oneness. So that is my goal, and I want you guys to thrive and create your dream life. Create your dream life, because you can. You literally can. Okay, think in your head right now, because I have your attention. Think in your head right now what your dream life is. Maybe you're living by the beach. Maybe you're a millionaire. Maybe you have a whole family. Anything that you feel is success to you, or the greatest life that you can ever live. Imagine it right now. Now, please know that it is attainable. You are capable of achieving that. And something in your head might say, no, that's not possible. That is literally your ego, and that is what's gonna hold you back from attaining it. So you need to release that, because it is attainable. Like, literally, this reality is an illusion, and you can warp it to your benefit, where you are the co-creator of this illusion, and you can literally just create everything. Like, it's a video game, and you're the character running around the video game, but once you take control of your life, in creating your life, you are holding the controller of that video game. So you can literally do whatever you want in this reality. So use that to your benefit, please. And yes, let's raise the freaking consciousness and come back to oneness in hopefully this lifetime. But who knows? We'll see. So thank you again so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this again. And check out the writingsofnatalia.com. There's a lot of good stuff on there. Please support me. Not that you're not supporting me already by listening to the podcast, but I would love if you guys could leave a rating of this podcast, whatever you listen to this on Spotify, on Apple, iTunes, whatever it is. If you listen to this on iTunes, please, I don't know if you could do rating on Spotify, but I know you can do it on Apple iTunes. Please leave a rating of this podcast and leave a comment and tell me why you enjoyed this episode, or tell other people why you enjoy not even this episode, but this podcast, so that other people can find the podcast and we can help people see the sacredness of life too, and share all of this knowledge and wisdom, and help people also become their greatest versions and achieve their dreams. So I will close this off with a lovely verse from the Tao, because the Tao is beautiful and everybody should read it. So the Tao is the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. There's many translations to it, and it is probably the most life-changing book that I have read, or piece of work that I've read, or truth that I've read. So this is verse 25. Something mysteriously formed, born before heaven and earth, in the silence and the void, standing alone and unchanging, ever present and in motion. Perhaps it is the mother of 10,000 things. I do not know its name. Call it Tao. For lack of a better word, call it great. Being great, it flows. It flows far away. Having gone far, it returns. Therefore, Tao is great. Heaven is great. Earth is great. The king is also great. These are the 4 great powers of the universe, and the king is one of them. Man follows the earth. Earth follows heaven. Heaven follows the Tao. Tao follows what is natural. Thank you.
Hari Om. This episode has been brought to you by the writings of Natalia.com. Jai Ma.